Based author Paul J.C. Edge is behind the successful sci-fi horror trilogies Book of the Zal and Summer Haven, but has now turned his hand to detective thrillers with a new series, starting with a novel called Unnatural Selection. And the recently released book has already won an award.
It has. Open Book Awards online, yes. I was absolutely shocked because, to be honest, I think I'd had a couple of glasses of wine when I entered it and I didn't think any more of it, forgot about it completely. And suddenly I got this email and a little medal through and, it was actually really nice. It's just like an Indie Book Awards. So, it isn't like the Booker Prize or anything, but it's really nice. It was great.
Yeah, well, that's so cool to have, a panel of other people appreciate your work.
Yes. It was Great Story was the award I won, which I was really chuffed with, to be honest.
That's what you want, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because I'm not going to write a literary classic, I'll be honest, but I want to tell a story. That's what I'm in this to do, and that's a great prize for me. I was chuffed.
Oh, big congratulations.
Thank you.
But the detective stories, crime novels and shows, they get a huge readership and audience. Yes. I mean, I love it. Why do you think that we lap these things up?
I think it's deep in our psyche, isn't it? There's always that sort of motorway rubbernecking mentality with human beings, something grisly happens and you've got to have a look. And I think that's what detective stories do. You want to learn. The animal in you wants to have experience of what things can go wrong in life and how things can go nasty and how can I deal with it? What can I do better? How can I sort of deal with these sort of experiences if they ever happen? I think the animal in us wants to learn and just be curious, I think.
Yeah.
And that's why detective stories are just so much fun, I think, and people do enjoy them.
And you said you were weaving different threads through the book, but do you still plot things out meticulously? Do you know where you're going to start? You know what you want to end? Or is it a process as you go through?
It's a bit of both. I had a clear view of the story, where it's going to end, but it didn't end there when I actually wrote it. So the thing is, if you read the story up to nearly the end before the plot twist, that was the story I originally wrote, if you like, in the outline. But then suddenly, when I was actually working through the story, I put myself in the position of the lead characters, and I try and think, what would I do in this situation? What would they do, given their personality traits? And the story went off in a completely different direction in the end. Just all the people, all my friends, my early readers have looked at the book and they said they did not predict the ending. They just didn't see it coming. So, which is great in a detective story,
Well, yeah, exactly. And your wife Elaine edits your books as well, doesn't she? So,
does indeed, yes.
So does she ever give you a bit of direction on, how does that work? Giving you direction on what's actually you need to cut out, whether that twist is good or what?
Yeah, I think she does focus on the grammar and the structure far more. I focus on the story and, I can write a bit quickly and we have to go back and improve it a little bit sometimes, but that's natural. But yeah, she does. She insists on things being feasible and she's got a background in genetic toxicology.
Wow.
So that really helped with this particular story. She could really test out whether some of these things were right or not. And I've got a background in IT, and I was a leader of informatics and statistics in one role, and that helped me with some of the other stuff in there, which I won't get into too much without spoiling the story.
Exactly.
But there is a sort of theme of trying to use statistics to look at crimes across a whole array for a whole country and try and thread together which ones might be related. And it does use a sort of feasible statistical technique, but, it's something the police couldn't do because it takes far too much money.
Yeah.
So, a story writer can introduce a millionaire with time on his hands, can't he?
Now, you've done trilogies in the past with the Summer Haven and Book of Zal sci-fi horror trilogies. Are we set for another one with D.I. Jim Kendall?
There's going to be a sequel, and that will be it.
Oh,
at the moment.
you sure?
Yeah, I think so, yes. Because it does sort of finish the story with a big bang, and it would go on as a trickle after that, I think. So, yeah. So Jim Kendall is coming back for a sequel, but that will be the end. It's not going to be a long series, this one.
Yeah.
It's like Fawlty Towers, you write too many series and you dilute it, don't you? Whereas you write two series and cut it. And despite everybody asking you to write another one, you cut it and stop. And it becomes a classic,
You keep the quality there, don't you?
Yes, absolutely, yes. I was frightened of diluting the quality by writing the second book. And I actually half wrote it and ditched it. And I went away and wrote my next novel, which is coming out as a fantasy novel called Hinterland, and that's set in Chester. And I went away, I've written that, and that's now in editing. And now I've gone back to the original novel, sequel, now that I've got some more ideas, and I'm actually really pleased with it now, and it's coming out quite well. But I did actually start it and think, you know what, this isn't not quite good enough. I don't want to dilute the original with a weaker sequel.
That guy's got so many ideas in his head, though. He's a couple of books on already. My special guest today, local indie novelist Paul J.C. Edge. His latest book, detective thriller Unnatural Selection, is out now through Amazon and Audible. And you can hear the last part of our chat after 5:30.